Imagine working hard, paying your taxes, and one day terrorists kidnap your family. The government tells you we don't pay ransom. You sell your house, you borrow money, and then you save them yourself. But then you look at the news, you see the exact people that terrorized your community sitting in an air-conditioned room, even eating 3 square meal, getting free medical checkups, and being rehabilitated on your tax money. So analyst Randy Peter, he blew hot and lead up this scandal on Arise TV. He said the world shall be, and we need to talk about the terrifying truth behind Nigeria's security system that is actually protecting these guys. I would love you to watch him. Then I'll come back, I'll say one or two. Just watch the video, okay?
Legacy that President Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu is leaving for Nigeria's 3 years down the line of sorrow, tears, and blood. But to call Tinubu as a leader a failure will be an insult to failures. It will be a disservice to failures because this is a kind of failure that other failures look up to and aspire to gain this kind of milestones. Remember that in 2025 June, Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited St. Lucia, a country in the Caribbean islands, and gave students scholarship in a foreign land. Meanwhile, in his home country, children are not even begging for scholarship. Nigerian children are only begging for an opportunity to wake up in the morning, dress up, go to school, and come back without ending up with terrorists in the forest. Today, as we are speaking, under the Tinubu administration, in 2024, Nigeria was the 6th most terrorized nation in the world. By 2025, we became the 5th most terrorized. Anti-root, in 2026, we are the 4th most terrorized nation in the world. But you know why our situation is peculiar? The government and the military of the 4th most terrorized nation in the world has a policy that is called Operation Safe Corridor. Under that policy, governments get terrorists that have killed children, mothers, fathers, including military officers, organizes a ceremony for them, gives them a shoebi to wear, and say they have sworn to a holy book and they have now been repented. So the government commits taxpayer money to rehabilitate non-terrorists while the victims of their mayhem and their anguish are still in internally displaced persons camp and some with the terrorists in the bush. Nigeria has more than 18 million out of school children. Today schools are still shutting down because we have made a multinational enterprise out of insecurity. And it will not end for as long as government seems to be complicit in what is going on. Let me make it clear, man, that every government is more powerful than whatever criminals or criminal gang that operates around its territory. Whenever you see a government that seems to be helpless in the face of criminality, one thing is sure: such governments are complicit in the criminality. Once you are able as a government to detach yourself from the criminal network and you go forcefully against the criminals, you will not only crush them, you will protect your people. Nigeria is going around in a circle because we are yet to figure out the political wing of terrorism and insecurity. If we fail to end that political wing, the one in the bush will only continue to fester. I have stated it maybe even on this program, on this network. A governor who is an APC governor in Kebbi State came out in the open and made a statement. He said before there was an attack on the government girls secondary school in Maga in Kebbi State, we had intelligence. We deployed law enforcement, including military. They reported to the school. They took pictures with the students and the teachers and were there. Few hours before the attack, somebody gave an order for them to be withdrawn. They left and people came in and took children and killed the vice principal. The governor is asking the commander-in-chief who ordered troops out of that school. Till date, nobody has been able to answer. And then we go ahead and we say that the children were discovered. Ransom was paid. People have benefited. So when you continue to pamper terrorists, a country that is more concerned about taking care of repentant terrorists than protecting its own children. So under this administration, people who are supposed to be leaders of tomorrow are in the forest with terrorists, while the leaders themselves are feasting and preparing for the election. So you will continue to see these shenanigans because we have built a system that rewards criminality and corruption. People are in DSS detention today for making a tweet about government. Somebody was detained, Justice Clark, he's still in court today for saying military officers should be fed properly. So when our intelligence is only able to go against people who are voices of dissent against government, while government on the other hand, anti-root, a popular Islamic cleric, Mr. Sheikh Gumi, said on national TV, he said government knows where the terrorists are. They know their location, they know them by name. Has anybody invited Mr. Sheikh Gumi for questioning? What answers have been gotten? So what are we saying? Who is deceiving who? A 2-year-old toddler is going through in Oyo State. A 3-year-old boy Sikiru Salami is going through this kind of experience as we speak. We may not even know their current conditions in the forest. And guess what? The wife of the president, who is supposed to be, according to her, an ordained minister of God, is attending an APC rally where she's trying to inaugurate Tinubu torch bearers. I don't know the torch they are inaugurating that cannot find 40 children in Oyo State, and distributing tasks to women leaders in the state house. When under Jonathan, we even saw the then first lady shouting and screaming, even if it is to pretend to have empathy for children, anti-roots children. Is what Nigeria is not able to protect. A country that cannot protect your women, cannot protect your men, cannot protect your youth, we cannot agree that children should be protected. What are you going to tell? When you say that they should begin to do this, we have repentant terrorist rehabilitation. When will we have rehabilitation for victims of kidnap? When are we going to set out funds to say people who have gone through this torture? We are waiting to see when government will come out with a policy to support them, to reintegrate them back into society. You can imagine the trauma that a person like this is living with. Anti-roots, if Nigerians do not come together, mobilize and end this reign of terror we call a system of government, my condolences are with all of us, because everybody is a potential victim. Today's victims were yesterday's survivors. Tomorrow's victims will be today's survivors. The dead can no longer die. The next set of persons that this carnage will happen to are those of us who are alive. May we say enough is enough.
Now, you can see some of the things Randy Peter said. How terrorists get Ashwebi, they get medical care. The state rehabilitate them. He said something about how DSS and police claim they can't track kidnappers who are literally flogging victims on TikTok and posting it. And they call them repentant insurgents. And they get off the ramp from the law. Why victims of this trauma, they don't get any trauma counseling, any rehabilitation for them, no financial restitution, zero state of compensation for their stolen livelihoods. You remember when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to Plateau State, when that woman, her son, was killed? He didn't stay more than 10 minutes, and he told them that they don't have lights. He is not going to stay. 10 minutes, that's all he has to stay for a woman who her son was killed. Bro, see, if a young man in a marginalized community sees that becoming a bandit gets him leverage and the potential of getting a state payout and free rehabilitation while being a law-abiding citizen gets him ignored, what message do you think that is sending? The Nigerian government is sending a message. They have turned security into a transactional business where a criminal is the primary stakeholder and the citizen is just collateral damage. That is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his government is doing at the moment. You are rehabilitating repentant terrorists, and those who are victims of terrorism, you are not giving them enough. Over 3 years now, yeah, there have been multiple reports of de-radicalized individuals slipping back into criminalities and acting as informants. So why are we prioritizing a high-risk gamble on criminals that they are repentant over guarantee investment of the welfare of victims? Why do we spend so much on these guys when they are the cause of the main problem in the start? In my own word, in my opinion, rehabilitation without restitution is a slap on the face of justice. You cannot heal a nation by treating the abuser and abandoning the abused. Randy Peters asked a question to the government and the government is avoiding it. What is the state and the country doing for those kidnapped? The silent answer we are getting is, you are on your own. That's the meaning of the silence we are getting. Now, until the budget for victims' welfare outweighs the budget for terrorists and their comfort, the business of insecurity in Nigeria will keep thriving. They will keep thriving because they know these guys now in Oyo State, they know that if tomorrow they are repented, they will rehabilitate them again in the society. They will get rehabilitated. So I want to pass the question to you directly. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Do you believe there is any moral justification for a government to spend millions on rehabilitating repentant bandits while the victims are receiving zero support? The people that they killed their sons, their daughters in Plateau State, I'm not sure there was any news about whether they were given anything. If you had a relative kidnapped, how would you feel when you see this thing play out? Drop your thoughts below. Let's start a massive conversation in the comment section. And if you want analysis that refuse to look away from the hard truth, hit that subscribe button below right now and turn on the notification bell. Let's grow this community. I am Adeoti Abami. God bless Nigeria. God bless you.